Welcome back to another episode of Father Time with D'Amico and Blair, a podcast where dads talk about balancing fatherhood, relationships, careers, and passions. I'm D'Amico, the resident dad to a wackadoo toddler, and this week I'm baby girl's favorite. She is a full-on daddy's girl. It's unavoidable. It's
I'm,
unavoidable.
I'm full on favorite. Take that,
Full-on
kid.
favorite. She's just at that point where now it's like she's doing this thing where she'll say "ooh owie" and then just like kiss. And then as soon as I kiss her boo boo, it's like all better. Like she is pulling at my pant leg. She is just following me around. I love
She's
it.
figuring out
And
the game.
yeah, she is.
Yeah,
I can pull these heartstrings. She's learning
she's
that.
figuring it out. Yeah, hell yeah. That's awesome, bro. I think when I called you the other day, she was, we were on the phone, 2 days ago? She was in your arms. You went to put her down. She's like, and then, yeah, right back up. So,
Yeah,
yep, got
we're
daddy
at that
wrapped.
point.
Got daddy
We're at
wrapped.
that point.
Yes, sir. And I'm your player partner, host of Most Your Country Cousin, Blair, a.k.a. Sir Winnie. Father to the 8-year-old that I'm very proud of because we are starting training for a 5K for the girls group that she's a part of. So early in the season, kind of talked about, yeah, thank you. We kind of talked about how she was going to be a part of a girls run here in the state of Oregon, the greater state of Oregon. They're doing phenomenal work, those people. Um, so yeah, it is around the time where the season is coming to an end, and she's sending out the registration form. She needed a running buddy, so it's like I forgot what they call it, a running companion. That's what it's called. And her mom literally called me this morning while I was smoking, and was like, "Hey, you got time to talk?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like again, just chiefing outside. She's like, "So Penny has a 5K, and I'm not doing it." So it falls on you, and I was like, "All right, let's go." See, I'm gonna start training. So I think I'm gonna document that, like, because it's a month away, right? So document it, get some
So
shit going.
clearly, you getting foot surgery after this.
Yeah, for shit show. For shit
I'm
show.
like, we all know that your foot is broken in like 3 different
I
places.
mean, it's fractured, yeah, but fractured things can still work.
Oh, okay.
Take that into consideration, people. How's shit been?
Well, yeah. I mean, last week we recorded. Your boy had the hater blockers on.
Yes, sir.
That was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, no, just finally coming into like we're end of a season, season
Yeah,
3,
man.
season finale.
Yeah, man.
Like
Season
this.
finale. We're also changing some things up. We'll talk about that moving forward.
Yeah,
Yeah, season finale of something that we started in February or last December, pretty much. Last December,
yeah.
last January, we started talking about it. And I think we, even going into season 1, we were like, we got, if we can get 20 people to come on, that'd be dope, right? For a season, that'd be dope.
Mm-hmm.
And we had so many people that we were able to cut the seasons into different formats. And now we have more than 20 people as
We
as
have a damn wait
previous
list, to be
guests.
honest.
Yeah, with the wait list, dog. So it's we're hitting strides, man. And these are all things that we've talked about in the past, but they're also all things that we got to thank you guys for, the listeners, the viewers, because consistency. I mean, us showing up and you guys showing up, like, it's meant a lot. So we appreciate you guys.
Big time. I mean, it's been a labor of love. Like I know, like I think back to our first like real season recap, which was the end of season 2.
Mm.
Um, we think about like what we've learned, the experience of the season as a whole. This one was a tough season to get through just because of the move back to Chicago, the hospital visits, the pink eye, that just the moving of a new apartment. Like it's still not home yet. Um, and so yeah, this season over the past the two prior seasons has probably been the most trying. Um, because I think we felt like, oh hey, we're kind of getting a good footing, but not to say like obviously super happy to have the fans that we do have, but like, man, we think we could be doing more, you know?
Yeah,
But this has been like, hey, just do one more, just do one more, just do one more, and just keep pushing through because I know that we've got a fairly solid product that we present here.
absolutely.
It's just a matter of time for for folks to just kind of catch on. But shout out to the folks that have caught on and are riding this
So
wave right
far,
now because
yeah.
I appreciate y'all more than y'all could ever imagine.
Yeah, with that kind of goes into some of the things that I did want to bring up, like not numbers count or anything, because like we still are in our infancy when it comes to the podcast. But we hit 500 downloads today. You know,
That's crazy.
like 500 downloads of our podcast across the Buzzsprout realm that they've given us. There's like 4 or 5 different spaces that we've had there. So um, with that, we've seen a big boost in viewership, like average watch time, all those things. Like all those things, man. For you guys, it's like, yeah, I'll watch it. Um, but for us, every time you guys watch it, it means something. Like that. That truly, truly hits. And thank you. I think that's really, and like you said, like we do have a certain group of people who we can consider avid listeners or homies of the podcast, and we want to be able to like have more of an outreach, right? Like we want to be able to connect more and have, I guess, like not take a break from it, but we know what we're doing with this. Like we're churning butter right now. Let's see
Hmm.
if we can like make something else with it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is now where, all right, we got cheese and butter. Let's bake some bread. So like right now, that's what we're going to be doing when we go into our little hibernation after the season. We're going to be trying to bake some
I'm
bread.
Yeah, I like the metaphor for bread. We trying to make some bread. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, for sure,
That
right?
was
You see,
smooth. That
you
was
see, I did.
smooth.
Yeah, yeah.
You
You can
done
introduce that.
changed a whole outfit. All right, Ray J.
I did.
Oh, the fuck? Yeah, we gotta mention this now. You wearing a whole damn new outfit, bro. What the fuck?
Said Ray J.
Put that clip is coming in this show right now. The fuck?
Say it to me. Whatever happened with me and Lyrica shouldn't have happened.
I didn't do nothing.
What was it? What was it? Like, it had to be something.
Bruh, all I did, it just was conversation, and I accidentally sent her a different type of picture.
You sent her the picture that everybody looking at right now?
Jesus Christ, this dude was wearing a white shirt, a white pullover, went full change. He said, let me go get comfortable.
Yeah, the pullover was like tickling this part of my neck, and I just got a tank top on, and I was like,
Yeah,
I felt myself doing this the whole show, and I didn't want to do that. But yeah,
gotcha.
this is my Ray J inspiration. I think I might take another break, put a different shirt on. Who knows?
All right,
Uh,
bet.
so before we get into the recap, Jamiko, let's finish off the season with a bang and give us your unsung father of the week.
I was gonna do something a little different. I wanted to do something different, but I was just drawn to this one particular dad. Um, it goes back to a conversation we actually had a couple episodes ago, where we had talked about how mom needs to be the driving force behind that
Yeah.
conversation. She's the get back coach. Like, yeah, it's one of those coming of age movies. Um, and this is a newer movie, Turning Red, the Disney Pixar
Oh
panda movie.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
the father in that movie, Jin Lee, um, dope, dope dad. Played the complimentary role of just supporting his wife, the mother in how to deliver the message of your body's going through changes, all that stuff. Played the perfect complementary role, kind of like what you were describing when we had that conversation. But then in the moment when Maylin, the main character, is just feeling completely distraught, like the dad was the one that like brought it back home, made her feel comfortable, made her feel grounded, and like, hey, this is okay. Like no matter what, you're still my daughter, you're my baby girl. Like I got you. And your mom went through the same thing, and like it's just like it was a really
Yeah.
beautiful story. And shout out to the '90s nostalgia that's within that movie. That's
Oh
a
yes,
soundtrack
bro.
that just I always feel like self-conscious when people post their Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year because like it's
You have a
riddled
kid
with.
though.
But yeah, I could use that as an excuse, but it's not. Like Bluey's on my playlist for a reason.
It's because you fuck with Blue.
Exactly.
No,
The
man, I
number one
think.
song, yeah, the number one song is always a Sarah Bareilles song because that song plays on repeat while Mayar is sleeping right now.
Oh wow,
Yeah, Auntie Sarah. That's Auntie Sarah Bareilles. Like, I think we're single handedly keeping her Spotify like
alive, you
on
guys,
alive.
keeping that money coming, Sarah. Now I think what, like when you bring up turning red, I never even thought about that when when we were having the conversation of like our daughter's growing and going through changes. And I watched that movie without my daughter. Like I just thought that was a dope movie because of the
So good.
'90s nostalgia. Like it
Yeah.
gave you the boy band, Toronto. It gave you like that big city feel. It gave you the middle school, high school click thing, and
Tamagotchis.
bro. And what's crazy is I got Penelope a Tamagotchi for Christmas last year, and I don't think she uses it anymore. But Tamagotchi was in for a little bit, guys. Got to watch out for stuff like that. No, I think that's he would be someone that would be very niche. It would be a very niche dad that would have brought him to the forefront. You know what I'm talking about? Like very, very well.
This
There we
guy.
go. That's what we got. And then shout out to my co-host for this week's unsung father of the week. Um, recap time.
What a season.
What a fucking season. We started off the season 2 with who was episode 1? Who was our first guest? Ashton. We started
The
episode
Roberts
1
brothers.
with the Roberts. With the Roberts duo, and from there it got to a point where I feel like I saw you find your stride. I saw me get into a better flow of allowing you to like work things out. What did you What did you learn from this entire process of season 3? And what do you hope to take from that moving forward?
The biggest thing I learned, and it goes back to the first part of this episode, is like just working through it, knowing and understanding the why that we do this show. Days are going to be hard. It's very parallel to fatherhood. There are going to be some hard days. It's not all good days. You still got to show up. And I'm very proud that we showed up every week. And there were weeks we were like, man, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it this week. There were some of those weeks. But we still showed up and felt better for it, you know. I would say the biggest thing I learned is with John's episode. That was probably the most vulnerable conversation we've had with a guest. We've had those one-on-ones season 1, season 2, and season 3 of just us being vulnerable. And that was the first time a guest was truly vulnerable and showed some emotion. Not to knock any of our past guests, but John really let the walls come down.
Big time.
And he opened up and opened my eyes to how I ask questions. I'm still like kind of rocked to my core. Like in that conversation, you talk about that canon event, and I'm like, shit, this is my canon event. Like this needed to happen. This moment of me being told like, hey, I can't answer that question, that I feel needed to happen for me to grow as as a podcast host, and as a person that wants to build relationships, this is not everything is for everybody.
Yeah, man. It I think to piggyback off of John's episode, it gave me a lot of insight to see the on the fly alertness from us, both of us, and to see that could have went. I mean, and edit as well. Like we edited the podcast ourselves. That was my episode. Like I um, could have saved my co-host. Saved. I could have changed the wording of the question or anything like that in order to make it to where it didn't seem like we got turned down from an answer. Um, but I thought that it was beneficial for our future guests um, to be able to hear that, to be able to hear us ask a detailed question, a very specific question that, again, that D'Amico and I have had on a every day, every other episode type shit. And we had a guy come on and was like, right now, this isn't the place for me to talk about that with my kids. And then to
Yeah.
give us such a vulnerable, aware answer to be able to like learn from and lean on, man, come on now. Again, we're Baba Wallace with 60 Minutes, bro. Like we're just continuously growing. And you guys, hopefully y'all understand. Barbara Walters was a journalist reporter. She had a lisp. If you're not old enough, I don't know, because I feel like that went over a lot of people's head for a second.
I feel like we need to start mentoring a different journalist.
No, I can't, bro. I fuck with her. Her and her only. Hey, hold on real quick before you guys move on any further in the episode. Just want to let you guys know that we appreciate you all for tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but decided to watch and or listen to our podcast. Right now, take the time to like, share, subscribe, give us a follow, leave some comments, all that good jazz. D'Amico and I would fucking love it. Make sure that you leave us a follow on all social media platforms at Father Time Pod. That way that you guys are more insightful on the things that we got coming, whether that be merch, fantasy football things, and or new guests that we might have down the pipeline. You never know. We might have like Lamorne or Schoolboy Q one of these days. So y'all might be able to help out with that. So get y'all back to the episode. I love you guys, man. Make sure to tell somebody you love them. Peace.
I don't know if because I only listen to the podcast on Spotify, but there's an option to text us in Spotify. Obviously, if you're listening to this
Yeah.
and you can't comment, there's a text option that will send us a message. So if you got questions or whatever you want to hear in your listening to us on Spotify, know that you can still reach out to us and
Yes,
let us
sir.
know what your thoughts are.
Yes. What's up, bro? It's on you.
Man, fuck fantasy football. Shit got me so mad. I called it too. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm trash. Like I knew I was going to be trash, but every draft there's hope. Oh man,
Yeah.
maybe this
Oh,
is
yeah.
it. Maybe this is it. I'm like, damn, I got some fucking ballers on my team. Lies.
Yeah, that smoke and mirrors is crazy.
Yo, Patrick Mahomes, what'd you do to me? What'd you do to yourself?
I feel the same way, bro, because I'm like, Travis Kelce, man, I'm about to trade you, bro.
Bro, you know how hard it is to no shade to RQB1, but you know how hard it is to start Caleb Williams over Patrick Mahomes in fantasy. That's
And
such
get
a
points
hard thing.
from him.
Yeah, that's so hard to do, but I'm doing it this week at the time of recording.
Yeah, I think I traded Cooper
Caleb
Kupp.
Williams is
I traded Cooper Kupp with somebody who gave me Tariq Hill, and again,
yeah.
at the
I'm
time of
playing.
recording,
I'm playing this person. I'm playing this person who has Cooper Kupp right now.
Is Cooper playing right now?
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. The
How many
Rams
points he
and
got?
Vikings. 10-5,
All right, cool. I
beginning of
think
the third quarter.
I think because Tua's back, that boy Tariq is gonna get a lot more points than 10 or whatever 12 he's gonna give you. So I'm gonna get like 20 points from Tariq. So I think I'm gonna win this trade. But no, I'm definitely in the boat with you, bro. I started the season during fantasy football feeling like that nigga.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Ain't something what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. Had to make a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, they watch me walk through.
I was like, I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I was like planning, like in my mind, I was planning diabolical style punishment. So I'm like, I'm obviously not gonna be in last place.
But bro, it's you and me in last
Yeah,
right
like
now.
literally, bro. Like we're tied for last. Me, you, and Jake. I think, like your coworker.
Oh my god.
Man, it's tough. And again, I got guys like I got Josh Allen, I got Xavier Worthy, I got Brian Robinson Jr., Tariq Hill, Chase Young, or Jamar Chase,
Bro,
Travis fucking Kelsey. It's
it
like it
really
looks
is.
like my team should be good, but those guys are not playing good on Sundays. So when like D'Amico hit me up every once in a while, he's like, "Hey Blair, what's going on with fantasy?" I'm like, and I'll be mad too, but I'm not gonna show it. I'm like, I can't control what these niggas do on Sunday, bro. It's grown ass men, nigga. I'm about to edit our
Yeah.
podcast though. Get off my phone. I'll be mad as shit. Like, I got shit to do. Stop texting me.
Yeah. It's 8, 9, 10. Me, you, Big Sunday, Jay Cooper. 2 and 5.
And I think I played Jake this week.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just glad I'm in the double digits for percentage of making the playoffs. But
Yeah,
I'm
I think I've dropped out because of how many losses I've had.
yeah. That's so crazy. And shout out my Uncle Mark, undefeated still.
This motherfucker, how did he? And he didn't even
Making all the right
draft.
moves. Yeah, making all the right moves.
The computer drafted for him.
All the right moves.
Shout out to that nigga Uncle Mark.
I mean, I think at some level we'll have to have him on make an appearance. If he wins.
If he wins,
I think winner gets some screen time.
Winner and loser are going to get screen time. The loser is just going to have to send
it's
us.
one of us. It's one of us. Unless Jake, because I know you are one of the avid listeners, Jake, unless it's you.
We'll see, man.
It's still it's only 7 games in. We're still ain't not much
you
can
or
change.
Me, motherfucker. It's you and me, brother. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you about to change your hoodie again?
No, I'm looking at shut up. Yeah, but I noticed the ultra. This is Toby Nwigwe's one of his original drops. Ultra Black Dad Chuku. So, again, some things that we can talk about during the recap. Things that happened during the season. We had Derrick Rose announce his retirement. Shout out to Inglewood's finest. We've had James Rogers on Mr. Roger Review, Ashton and Sheldon Roberts. We've had on John as well. And then last week we had on the homie Gerard from Ateneo Golf. All of you guys, man, every guest we've had this season and the past 2 seasons, your vulnerability, your time, and your trust in us to tell the story and get the story out that you actually wanted to tell, the way that you wanted to tell it. We appreciate you guys because, again, it's slow growth. We are just a few, we're less than 20 followers away from being at 100 subscribers on Instagram, or excuse me, on YouTube. And that's just like a milestone, bro. So
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, dude, to think about it, dog. And, I think we can look at it like we've had 20 followers each season, or 20-ish followers each season moving in. So if we can just start getting that rate up, or and these are all just homegrown fans too. That's the good shit. We haven't paid for views, we haven't paid for listeners. We've not begged people for follows. these are people who've listened to this shit and been like, hey, just like all of our guests, hey man, like y'all, this is really dope. Y'all really did something with this. When you hear that from our guest D'Amico, how does that make you feel? Um, this is really good, or this is better than what I expected. You guys have created something here.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting the fact that like we always knew that this would be good and that we would get good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't ever want to take it as an insult, but the way you kind of phrased it, it's almost like people in our community here. Oh, you talk good. It's like
Yeah.
nigga, like what? Like this is what I do. Like what? So I never want to take it as like a as an insult. I think it's more of like a pleasant surprise. Because most
Mm-hmm.
of the people that we've had on um are like this is their first interview. Um maybe their second, but they're not like doing this on a regular basis. Um but shout out to like John, Mr. Rogers Review, um, telling us, "Hey, you guys created a space where that made me feel comfortable enough to open up the way that I did." That is everything. Like again, we go back to John and his vulnerability in not answering the question. He felt that comfortable enough to say, "No, I'm not answering this." Like he didn't feel pressured. He didn't feel like I got to say something. Um, and so I'm proud of that. If we look back at all of the guests we've had, yeah, they're primarily in that golf space, but they're so vastly different
Yeah.
that we've been able to just carry on conversations with these vastly different dads with vastly different life experiences, and it all feels good at the end of the day. At the end of that conversation, everyone's like you say it, and we might season 4 we might need to think of something else to say, but like we could have been on this thing for hours, like, but we really could though. If we really could just be on
And
these calls for hours just talking.
because most of the time, like, yeah, we're getting to know people. We're asking questions and getting to know people, but excuse me, for the most part, we are genuinely asking these people questions that if you never met a person before and you have to rush into a conversation, it's like running to an airplane trying to get a conversation off. It's like, man, it's going to be. Imagine a game show where if you could successfully pick up the opposite sex or whatever you're attracted to in a terminal run from terminal A to terminal B, if you could do that, you won money. Like that's in a sense that's what we're doing with these conversations, but it's slower. It's a slow walk through a golf course, and like in a sense, like shout out to the golfers that we've had on because it's made it easier for when we do branch out to get guys like Mr. Roger Review on here, where he isn't a golfer. Brandon, not a golfer. He's a
Yeah.
photographer. So it's like we've had people on who necessarily don't live in that vein, and we've still taken them on a stroll through 18 and comfortably. I feel like we've done it comfortably. We've done it unapologetically ourselves sometimes, and we've also done it authentically ourselves. No matter what it is that you think, for the people that are listening, if you're thinking us talking about our mental health is low hanging fruit or clickbait, shout out to you. What you doing with your what you doing
Or
with your
that
life?
we're actually not like about this dad life,
That's shocking.
right? Like that's probably the craziest thing that I've recognized this like up to now is that like why aren't there more dads just that are proud of being dads or at least comfortable in talking about it? Maybe that's the thing. It's
Mm.
hey, I'm gonna poke fun at the thing that I'm actually passionate about, so I don't seem like I'm an outsider. I don't get it.
Yeah,
That's probably the most shocking thing.
it's like Tyler, the creator, said, man, y'all like too motherfuckers be too cool, and if you're too cool, you'll freeze. Um, I'm never too cool to be a dad. I'm never too cool to talk to the homies about being a dad. I'm never too cool to um, be proud of being a husband. So there's yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird when you would think about it as, again, we said it in the first episode, like, would our fathers have done something like this? No. If our fathers were living in our time and we created something like this in the 80s or the 70s or the 90s and made it cool, do you think it would be, because that's how I think about it. I think about it like, if we were to take this podcast to the 90s or to the 2000s, what would this look like? Like, what would this radio show sound like? And I think it would be more, honestly, it would be more accepted, I think, back then than it is now, because right now people are way too cool to show love or to show affection. They're too cool to do all of those things. And for me, again, I'm never too cool for my wife or my kid. I'm never too cool for my friends. So I'm gonna show my ass. I'm not embarrassing myself because I'm doing it. I'm a clown. I'm gonna have fun. I'm a goof. My daughter's gonna smile. My wife's gonna be annoyed. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, live with that. And if you can be the person that draws the entertainment in your house, people don't have to go outside to look for it. My daughter will never have to look for validation from somebody else being like, "Oh, look at me, I'm funny. Oh, girl, you so beautiful." Stop it. My daddy been saying that stupid ass shit since I was a kid. I ain't nobody trying to hear you say
Yeah.
that. Stop it. Ain't about like that goofy stuff. My dad thinks he's a comedian. Like, whatever. Like, embarrassingly cool. And then also, we talked about this before, on what does this feel like? What does this look like? Having your kid like respect you, or like that fear of making sure that you took the food out. It was, we talked about with John's episode. It's a fear of disappointment. Like, you didn't want your parents to feel like you let them down, right? So for me, I never want Penelope to be like, to look at me in a situation and to think, oh, my dad was too afraid to do something for me, because it'll never happen.
Yeah.
Nigga. That's why I'm on my, like, I'll crawl on the knees with these broken kneecaps and play around with my kid. I'll jump on trampolines, breaking my ankle. I'll run a 5K after not training at all to run since I left fucking high school. I haven't sprinted in God knows how long. And I'm probably gonna wake up the week of the 24th and do some training and be like, "Man, that's good enough. Let's go on out
Do a
here and
couple
do
calf
something."
raises, you know.
Run in place real fast. Yeah, I still got it. Whew. Yeah, and then go out there and pull my hernia 15 steps in. But I'm gonna do it for her, and I'm gonna do it with a fucking smile on my face, uncool as possible.
It's
So yeah, it's painful.
yeah. I'm brought back to this thought, and we had talked about it earlier this week. When you talk about like some parents or dads not being comfortable being uncool in front of their kids or whatever have you. I remember there was a day that all I wanted was a beautiful, healthy baby. All I wanted was a partner, a best friend, that I could just be me. I wanted a good paying job, and I got all that. And I got the good and the bad that comes with it, with those blessings. Yeah, I got a job that I can, and you know it, I can complain about this job, but it pays the bills. I prayed for this. I went to school for this, all that shit. Um, the hospital visits, the pink eye, the diapers, I prayed for all of that with Mayari. So like, why am I all of a sudden now going to turn my back on a blessing that I prayed for?
Because niggas is too, because they want Instagram like.
That's crazy to me.
They want an Instagram like.
And that is the sentiment that I wish I had that in the chamber to say to Gerard when he asked like how we stay present. That's how, is that I asked for this. And I think about that even with the show. Like, yeah, they're the highs of the conversation, but like I asked to be a part of this show in the edits and in the production meetings of us trying to grow this platform for dads like us, like-hearted dads like us, that are proud to be dads and proud to be husbands and partners, unapologetically. Um, and so, yeah, I think back to that conversation with Gerard and how to stay present, and it's not easy. Every day is a challenge. There's always something. Like you could have folded the laundry, or you could have cleaned the bathroom, or you could have washed more dishes. But like, I got to spend time with my kid. I'm finding myself more and more often just looking at my photo album of pictures of Mayari, and then feeling like, "Ah, I don't want to show these pictures to anybody. Like, hey, did I show you a picture of my cute daughter? It feels braggy. It feels very braggadocious, and it's not something that I like doing. But
You're not.
at the same time, I'm just like, I don't give a shit, because that's my baby.
I don't think you're being braggadocious as a dad. You're proud. I think being proud of being a father is completely different than like being someone who just brags about shit. Bragging about shit means that it's not. It's so when you show Mayari off, you're showing her off. To me, at least, when I see the pictures of Mayari, it's like, man, look how pretty she was when she was a baby. Where a lot of people have the skewed view of, look what I made, and oh man, my baby is so cute, and like, oh, she gets her looks from me. Like, I think that's, and sometimes it's good, right? But if that's your whole thing, like, chill it. Like, I've told the group chat that we're part of, I'm like, man, I kind of see Penelope growing into herself. Like, yeah, for a while she did look like her dad. I think that's cool. Like, now, man, like, her hair is growing. She's starting to get like cheeks, and she's just being herself. Like, she's her own person. And my wife, her mom, and her mom's boyfriend all sent into the group chat. What? Like, nigga, that's your twin. Like, she's still you. I'm like, y'all don't think she's changing? Like, I don't know what you see, but get your eyes checked. Like, my wife, I think my wife scheduled an eye appointment for me after that. She was like, you need to go to the doctor. But like, I don't look at Goose as like I made that. I'm like, look what
Yeah,
God gave us. And I was just talking to her mom today about like certain chance, and I'll talk about me speaking at this event here in a second. But just certain chance, right? Intuition tells you to do something when you tell yourself that you don't want to do it. It's like, I don't want to go to that, but you get up and go anyway. You get up and do it anyway. Um, if I wouldn't have, if I wouldn't have been like, yeah, I'll go to this barbecue, bro, whatever. Her mom doesn't answer the phone when my homeboy calls. He has no game, so I grab the phone and start chatting. Like, if her and her friends are like, oh, we ain't doing shit else, let's go. If they don't do that, I don't have Penelope, and that's off of a phone call. So like, instantly she could have been like, yeah, you're handsome and all, but no, I'm still gonna stay home. I just got back from Vegas. We're too tired. Now I don't have a daughter, right? So it's like certain circumstances that you can just happen. So for you, your certain circumstances, like, hey, bro, I just so happen to have a very pretty baby. My wife is gorgeous. I'm handsome. Like, it makes sense that we got a third thing around us that looks good. Like, good things come in threes, my dog. Like, now the fourth one might have been a bust. I'm joking. I think I'm rambling now. That's the weed talking. We're gonna move on.
I'm gonna catch up.
So I was hella late to the podcast today, to recording, because I just like a quick impromptu conversation to a small group of people at the National Association of Black Journalists group here at the University of Oregon. My dog Chandler Henderson was doing a presentation on just how to write, how to format writing in like a quick format, and how the format of present, past, future can get you through almost any storytelling, which I feel like we do that a lot here in our podcast without even knowing it. So shout out to you, Chandler. But at the end, I got up and I just kind of spoke some words to the guys, and I was letting them know that growing up, I know that people told you like, yeah, the children are the future, and you heard that like, hey, you guys are the future. But as a parent to an 8-year-old little girl who always is searching for her identity in or herself in other places outside of the home, um, you guys have an opportunity right now to tell your story. And it's 9 of you guys in here, so the stories are going to be vastly different. But it would be selfish for you guys to hold on to it, right? It's selfish to hold on to your tongue, to hold on to your story when you know that it could help change one person, or it could help aid one person. Um, I thought leaving there, I was like, bro, I might have just fucked some shit up, but I think that was a gem because that's what we did with this. So with knowing that little quick snippet that it would be selfish to hold back a great story. Um, kind of tell Mayari right now where you're at in production, in your growth as the creator and founder of our family vibe, and this trust that we've done, and is, I guess, like, give her the present, past, future quick rundown so she can see this and be proud of who her dad was at this moment in time.
So, Mayari, you are 20 at the time of recording. You are 20 months. It is October 24th. Oh my God. This is our family vibe, father time with D'Amico and Blair are extensions of what I would love to show you as far as the world that I'd love to kind of just provide for you. Father time is my own little slice of heaven of being able to talk about how proud I am to be your dad. And how proud I am to grow to be the dad you need me to be at the time you need me to be it. Um, but our family vibe, I just wanted that to be almost like a documentation of just how our family grows. And we're trying different things on how to grow that side of it. Um, but I know that there are families out there that do it, and some families that are scared to do it. And that's what I wanted to do. I did this whole thing with my man Blair. Like, we did it scared. I wanted to create a space that promoted the things that I was passionate about being a family person, wanting to provide something more for their family. And it all it it all just comes from love of being a dad and being your dad. Um, there's there's I don't know whose song it's on, but there's nothing better than being your dad. I just I can't say enough about it. And being Kate's husband, and learning just to how to be me. Like, I'm still learning how to be D'Amico because that's a growing process every day. Um, and I was like, oh, that's a new thought. Let's chase that curiosity because my wife has given me the space to be curious in that way. Um, and my daughter inspires me to be that curious because she sees the world so interestingly. Like, I have to get down to her level when we play. Um, anytime she learns something new, she's like, all right, Papa's turn. So, like, and even when I'm like we got her these balance beam things, I was like, all right, let's work on some coordination. You're never too young to get coordinated. But so you'll going back to Mary, like, you'll ask me, all right, now Papa's turn. Like, I did it, now you do it. And I can't not follow. I can't not just say, no, 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 it's fine. Because again, going back to the previous statement, like, I prayed for this. I wanted this. I wanted a little kid to just like crawl all over me, like, Papa, Papa, Papa. Like, I wanted this so much. And I'm very happy to have it. And I, I wish at the time, whenever it's possible for the world to see her smile, you'll get it. whenever that is, you'll understand my ability and inability to express how much joy this person brings me. Blair, you get it. Now it's crazy. Bro, we've never actually met in person, and we are on TV all the time in this house, as you know. And she will
Yeah.
she will point to you and your cartoon. And the way that the projection is, the cartoon is low enough where she can touch the wall and touch it. And so she'll be like, Papa boop, and she'll boop my nose on the screen. And then she'll say, Uncle Bill, boop. And I'm like, you don't even know that man. But you know that man. And that
Yeah.
that man is your papa's best friend. And to know, bro, like our relationship started a year ago.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife about that. I was like, this is a one-off conversation that like I thought of it like, yeah, we'll be friends on Instagram, but like, yo, shout out to D'Amico for being in my chair for my podcast, another
Yeah.
person to have as an episode guest. And yeah, I don't know what made again, like you could say it was us DMing each other back and forth like memes or whatever, but I don't know what it was that made you want to do this with me to where at this point in time in our lives and in both of our daughters' lives, my daughter asks questions like, all right, so is Uncle D'Amico like your real brother? And I have to explain to her what like friend blood is, like what friend family means now. Like my
Yeah.
daughter's getting that understanding now. So
Yeah, the family you choose.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about? So it's for me, my wife and I, it's phenomenal, it's fantastic, and it's also like a fantasy in a little bit. It's like, bro, like again, I don't know this nigga, man. Like I know cuz, but like I ain't never really
Say.
met nigga, bro. Like cuz ain't met me like, all right, yeah. Like like when the camera turns on and when I answer the phone, it's like, yeah, that's the same exact person that energy wise, conversation wise, but like he can't be like idiosyncrasy wise, like, all right, I know that nigga's kind of pissed off about something I said. Like, because I know his face. I know that when I say things or do things like that, he walk off. And when people do that, he walk off. So I might have just made bro mad. Like, let me call him back. And vice versa for me, it's like, do I be saying
Yeah.
shit too like direct? Do I be saying shit like a dickhead? Like, and it's like, well, if you spent a
Bro,
week at summer camp together, you would know that. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you mentioned that there a couple times you had to tell me, D'Amico, do not talk to me like I'm one of your coworkers, okay? Quit with
Bro,
this
yeah,
per my
that
last
office
email
talk.
bullshit. Yeah. Just talk
Bro,
to me like a nigga, bro, like
do
cuz
you know
that's
how
what we
many
are.
people I've had to say that to? Hey, bro, I understand that like we're in a position of we ain't gotta speak certain ways, especially because being public. Yeah, I fuck with that. But lean in real quick because my nigga, I don't care. Okay,
It's the clap.
I didn't. I ain't worked that hard to change. To you know, what I'm saying? I worked hard to change myself, but when it's me and you, nigga, it's me and you, bro. Stop it. I told my wife that shit. You ain't like I get it, mama. Like you got a lot of training going on at your job. They be making y'all talk certain ways, like not making y'all, but like you're trauma informed. You're um like you're PC. Like you know how to speak to people with like great bedside manner. When you talk to me, I don't need bedside manner. Hey, John got shot in the face. He might not live. We got to go to the hospital. I don't need. So are you sitting down? What? Now I'm spazzing. Now I'm spazzing.
Now you pissed off. You're like, "What the fuck,
Are
bro?"
you? Do you want to be sitting down? What do you mean? What are we talking? The threats start not making sense. What the fuck?
That's
But
funny.
no, like, yeah, I think to go back to Mayari. Sorry, to go back to Mayari. Your dad is a man who made something happen. So when you have a thought, or if there's ever a time between this time that you're listening to us and the future where you're like, maybe I'm not the one for this. Maybe somebody else, or maybe it's not me. Um, remember where you came from. Remember the person, mom and dad, the people who who made shit happen to make sure that you got like a third base setup. So you can still home. Like you can still home. You ain't gotta worry about it because your daddy and your mama made some shit happen. Your daddy made this out of thin air. Your mama's book is great for a reason. Like, make this shit make sense. Hey Kate, you see what I just did there? I
Yeah,
said
now
your
you gotta
mama's
write it.
book is, I said your mama's book is great. So now you gotta write a book, Kate. Sorry.
Don't make a liar out of me.
Yeah, don't be making me look out to being a liar to my baby.
I'm just over here laughing because you're like, you need to remember who, like, oh yeah, so I am Mufasa. Remember who you, yeah.
Remember who you
but then I'm also hearing Angela Bassett, show him who you are.
No, we're not in the fight yet. I ain't got to scream at her like that yet. No, right now I'm the nice. I'm what Uncle Scar would be if Mufasa was Scar and Scar was Mufasa. But that's a story for another day.
Whenever that movie drops, we gotta wait till the movie come out, bro. We don't know.
I don't. That trailer.
We don't know. You gotta see how it play out. This is
D23 did a bad job.
This is my thought on it.
Talk to me.
They do this to get critics, reviewers to talk about the movie. Hey, let's make a trailer that makes people talk. You've seen all the videos, all the times that Marvel has made a trailer look one way and it's completely not that way. Or, hey, you remember when that Sony trailer dropped for Spider-Man No Way Home? And people were critiquing like, oh, there are villains and one person's getting punched, but you don't see who's punching them because they removed
the CGI.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm like, you think Marvel didn't know that they leaked something that wasn't supposed to be leaked, but leaked, but people talk about it.
I get to.
I'm not gonna allow this Mufasa slander. Okay, not until all the evidence comes out. Okay.
You're right. He's innocent until proven guilty. Look at me playing the opposite role of the law. Come on now, what are we doing, Blair? I'm an activist. I'm a revolutionary. What am I doing? Well, guys, he told me to stop saying it, but I'm saying it anyway. No, I'm joking. Man, being here in this chair, Doug, it makes me feel good. It makes the most sense, and with you guys listening and watching wherever you are, we truly appreciate you all. So make sure you tell someone that you love them, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe. Hit us with a good follow over on all of our other social media accounts, which I think is just TikTok and Instagram right now. So hit us up at Father Time, and then also hit the guys up. Your friend D'Amico over there and Iron Club Media over here. With that being said, man, I'm your play partner, host of Motion Country Club, Blair, aka Sir Winnie. This is my brother D'Amico. This has been season 3 finale, baby. Come back for season 4, dog, because you know we're just gonna add more shit and do more shit. So make sure to tell somebody you love them because we love y'all. Peace.